Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday. We're going to be breaking down SP 500 futures contract, e-minis. We're going to be looking at what occurred today, how we've been trading it. I'm going to review one trade setup that I've been trading. Uh, One thing that I'm going to try to stick to. Pretty profitable strategy. I highly recommend checking it out and using the strategy for those of you that do trade. I did not take near the advantage or didn't take the full move out of the trade, but it was a good trade. So let's go ahead and break it down. Let's go ahead and we need to have some context of what's been occurring over the past several days, several weeks. Right now, we're looking at our 30-minute profile, and you can see I have what our balance area is and how it's marked. So we've just been trading in this range of 42.0850 and 40.2950. Pretty large range we've been trading in, but we've just been chopping back and forth in between this range. This 41.30 level has been a magnet. We've been pushing back and forth through it for quite some time. Um, Today we were above it for a little while and then, came back below it. Uh, Balance so far. This is tough price action to trade. Today we opened up with a gap below the previous day's low and below previous daily low. So we opened up below one and two and three different daily lows and didn't get much for it. Yesterday in yesterday's video I was discussing. So we're going to go to all my destinations that I have marked. I was discussing how if we could open up below the price probe. So if we rejected the price probe and couldn't get above the previous day's high, and we opened up below the afternoon pullback low, we had a good chance to get the previous day's lows and then get down to this 11Y point of control. We opened up with a gap to the downside and couldn't quite get there. We took out all three of these daily lows. You would think odds would be good to go and get this 4087 11Y point of control, which acts as a magnet for price targets. So if you were shorting here below these days lows, you would be targeting 4087 and then 4069, right? That is not what occurred. The market was pushing lower. Market was, had a lot of things in sellers' favor. We had gotten the overnight low, open with a gap. Indices were down. Value was overlapping the lower. For those of you that don't know what value is, it's highlighted here. You can see it's kind of this teal color, right? Aqua color area, right? That's where majority of the day's volume has been done, 70% or more, right? Um, 70% of the day's volume is in that range. So value area was in here or overlapping the lower, right? So we had that in the seller's favor, and then after B period couldn't push and take out A's low and get down to this 11Y point of control, the market was relatively short. We popped A's high, began to one time frame up, and decided to go trend. Uh, we which was very surprising to most people. So after taking out the afternoon pullback low, rejecting this price probe up here, uh, getting these daily lows, right? We found short covering down here after we got the overnight lows, and that pushed us up. After B period, we had a little bit of an inventory adjustment. We weren't expecting to go trend right away, but we did create a small set of single prints. And all a single print is see how here in A period you had the high here at 41.1375 and the low here in that range 41.13 and 40.99. That is a double print. Now from 41.1375 to C's low is a single print because it is B period was the only time frame to go through that price those price points from 41.1375 to 41.2025. So that means we were going trend. So shorts were uh, they had been trapped down here at the lows. They covered, so they were bidding up the market. We covered, rotated up higher, and at that point, momentum buying came into the market. The market got longer. By C period, we took out the initial balance high. So the first two time frames of the day, first hour of the day, right? B period's high, A period's low. That is the initial balance. Whichever side we take out usually leads to or gives you an idea of which direction the market is trying to go. For us today, we took out the initial balance high, and we attempted to grind up higher. We created another small set of single prints. Let me just highlight these areas real quick. So a small set of single prints there, another small set of single prints here in C period. So then after we went trend with a double distribution, right? A is the lower distribution, C and higher it would be the second distribution. We started to get a little rotational as the market got longer. Momentum buying kind of slowed up a little bit as we were making higher highs on the day, but really wasn't getting much from it. C period, we were one time framing up, had singles below us. D period, one time framed up, didn't get much extension above C's high. E period, one time framed up, didn't get much extension above D's high. Same thing here when F opened up. F opened up near E's low, pushed up a little bit, and then decided to roll over. That's when I got long because point of control at the time, point of control POC, where you see this yellow line here, at the time was uh, 3 wide at E's low. We were looking to rotate over, so it was 3 wide down here at 41.26. We were looking to roll over, maybe get into the set of single prints down here. Sorry about that. Looking to get into the set of single prints down here at D's low. So you put your buy order in down here around D and E's low. This is the trade that I took, trade that I've been taking for quite some time. One of the only setups that I've been wanting to take, and it paid out really well. It's called an afternoon pullback low setup. So you're looking to get long on a liquidation to the downside near a visual area like single prints and below the point of control at the time. So point of control at the time was actually right around 41.29, and then it got lowered to E's low as we pulled on back. And then F got down to 41.25, right? And at the time, to give you more of a reference here, on our 1 minute chart, bear with me because clearly I don't know how to work a mouse. You can see where I got long here. We had pulled back just to the 144 simple moving average on the 1 minute. So a lot of the times with an afternoon pullback low or an afternoon rally high, it'll coincide with the 144 simple moving average on the 1 minute chart. So we pulled back to that area. That was my signal to buy. So as we pulled back to it, I got long 41.25, roughly a 3 lot, added up to a 4 lot of the minis. Stop was below D's low. Actually, not D's low. Show you where my stop was. Oh my goodness. Zoomed in way too much. So I was entering 41.25, 41.26. My stop was where we filled single prints at 41.22. I was even thinking about maybe letting it ride down into 41.20 because if we got down into there, I would expect the single prints to hold a little bit. But we pulled back just to 41.25. VWAP, volume weighted average price, was right there at 41.23. So, a lot was lining up for the buy side as all these buyers up here and sellers up here. Sellers were getting paid on the way down, buyers were liquidating, and then people like myself, we stepped into the market at the 144 against a set of single prints, against D's low, and we began to buy this market up. So I bought it up, and then as it rotated up from 25 and 26 to 30, I exited my trade out of all four, back into this 9 EMA, where a lot of times it's my target just for a quick scalp. However, had I been more convinced that this market wanted to go trend up, or in the sense of a little bit to the points where it's a little bit more strong or stronger, I had a little bit more conviction. I may have held this all the way up until E's high or set a new high all day up into this first standard deviation up here around 42. So take the long on the pullback against the 144. And from there, I sold here at 30. But if you're a more experienced trader, then you hold and you can capture another 11 points out of that trade. Uh, Full trade from where I bought it to the high in E or to the high in F period was an 18-point move, and then if you held until G period, you had a roughly 20-point move to the upside. So you accumulate here above VWAP, let it ride up to the standard deviation where you sell out of your position as a target, and then this thing moves off to the downside. Um, so really good buying opportunity, good strategy. I recommend maybe looking into for traders out there that like to look at the market and look for opportunities like this. You do have to be patient. You have to understand the market generated information at the time, and things at the time were saying buyers were in control. This market wanted to move up, and sure enough, as soon as we pulled down, we got down here, we rotated up and had a reversal bar in F period, and then set a new high day on in G period. Now after that, I didn't take any other trades. I made really good money on that trade there. Finished up the day roughly about 15 points, so I am okay with that uh, opportunity. So what occurred later in the day, right? So the market's been trying to go up, right? Market was trying to go up here. I'm gonna get rid of this value area. It's getting kind of annoying to look at. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna have to adjust that back to however I had it. All right. Anyway, um, but the market was getting longer and longer up here, right? You just had momentum buying stepping into the market. C, D, E, F, right? We had a little bit of a pullback, but not much of a liquidation of inventory. It got absorbed again and then rotated up and then distributed at a higher price. Now after G period, momentum buyers, kind of thought this thing was going to go and see the previous day's high. We didn't get that. H period pulled back a little bit. We relieved a little bit of those momentum buyers. More stepped into the market. We rotated up again, but couldn't set a new high in K period. Couldn't get a triple distribution going. So the market was really long up here. And then when L pulled back, all those people that were buying the market up here, they liquidated and got stopped out of their positions as we took out K's low, we took out J's low, we took out I's low, and this market began to collapse inward. We, in a fast, very fast fashion, kept rotating lower, liquidation break. We filled that set of single prints, and then we filled the large set of single prints here in B period, and then continued to the downside where M period took out the day's low. So we went from, oh my goodness, we went from setting highs on the day to liquidating and then setting a new low on the day, which was absolutely impressive. You got to respect how these short-term traders and algorithms can move this market. You may say that in L period that there was some uh, data that came out from Fed Bullard saying about a 50 basis point or whatever. That's all BS. Nothing about that is the reason why this market moved to the downside. The market was getting way too long up here. Inventory was getting bought up here, and people were not getting paid on new highs like they wanted. So they begin to sell out their positions. Short sellers begin to step in, and then this market breaks to the downside. So today, all we go out with is today's low day, today's high day, And then I don't even think we have that wide of a point of control. What do we got? We got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Another 8 wide point of control. So nothing to really lean on. Just today's high, today's low, and an 8 wide point of control. We won't ignore it, but I'm not going to mark it on my chart. So let's go ahead and mark these destinations, and then we'll break down the larger time frame, and then get you guys out of here. Um, if you do like the content, please leave a like. If there's anything I can do better, or would like me to look at in a different manner, maybe a different stock or something, leave a comment below. What we got? We got today's low day here, and today was a little bit of a different structure on how I set things up. I wanted to discuss the trades first, uh, and then what occurred. But that afternoon pullback low uh, trade idea worked early on, but obviously in L period when we liquidated, that went out the window because when there was buyers at one point, they weren't there. This thing continued to liquidate lower. Let's mark today's high. Do we have poor highs? Yeah, K and G period were poor high. So 45.50. So that just means um, there were no buyers above 45.50. It was just inventory got shut off there. No buyers above 45.50. What am I doing? All right. There's today's hive day. So if we open up tomorrow inside of today's range and we can't take out the day's high, then you'll look to rotate lower, take out the day's low, and then finally get down to this 40.87 11 wide point of control. If we get there and your next destination is 40.69.75, from there 40.48.50, 40.33.25, and then finally our balance low and low day from the 30th of January down here at 49 or 40.29.50. I think odds are pretty good to test that because we didn't find we have not found much acceptance above the 41.30 level and 41.41 level. Big levels up here. We've been just trading back and forth through it, not finding much acceptance above or below it. However, today was an inside day down, and think the market is starting to finally turn over here. We need to, and I'll show you on the bigger picture, we need to find acceptance above the 20-day moving average. If we find acceptance below it, then we have good odds of testing 40.29.50, and that can all occur tomorrow, um, especially if we come out with some speed and volume to the downside. So if we open up above or below 40.97.25, 11 wide point of control, then the low of day, and then these other low days to the downside. However, if we open up, take out the day's high up here at 41.45, which I think is highly unlikely, especially since supply shut off up here. 41.45.50 is a high day. Next destination to the upside would be 41.59.25, and then 41.70, and then you so on and so forth. Don't think that's the case. All right, let's go ahead and get into our larger time frames. Let's look at the monthly. Nothing's really changed for me on the monthly. We're still trying to find acceptance above 41.41 level. That is a huge level in my opinion, above the 41.30, above the 41.41 level. Big, big area. So far, this is an ugly monthly candle, as we've had a pretty good rejection, excess wick here above 41.41. If we cannot find acceptance above that, then you may look to rotate back into January's range, which is a good possibility if all these things occur in the smaller time frames, right? So the monthly, for me, still balance. My balance high 43.27.50. My balance low 35.02. Some people are saying the monthly is one time frame and up. Nothing wrong with that. I just need more acceptance above 41.41 level to get this 43.27, and then at that point I will say the monthly is up. However, for me, I think we're just trading inside this large range for quite some time. Let's go into the weekly. Weekly, once again, you can see here that 41-41 level is a huge level, as we have gone from having 6 weeks up, 5 weeks up, right? Taking out previous weekly highs to now having two inside weeks. Last week was an inside week of the previous, and then so far this week is an inside week of last week's. So we got a double inside week, which is absolutely insane. That just goes to show you how indecisive this market is at the moment. So we've gone from down to balance to up to balance. So the question is, which side did we come out of the balance to? Did we come out of balance? Let me show you. Did we come out of balance to the upside if we break 42.0850, or did we come out of balance to the downside if we break 40.2950? Right? That's the question, and that's the same as our daily balance. Our daily balance is the exact same. We've been trading inside of this range for quite some time, 11 days straight. We've been trading inside of. So, question is, do we find acceptance below this 41 level and then get below the 20-day moving average here at 40.9894? If we get acceptance below that, you have a really good chance of testing the balance low 40.2950, and then maybe back testing the 50-day moving average back here at 39.92. Uh, so ugly candle here on the daily. We got one more day left in the week. How do we close it out? Do we close it out near our balance low and then potentially the next week break out of the balance to the downside and test the 50? Those are all things that are possibilities. Seeing how we haven't really found much acceptance above 41.40, I I'm maybe biased here, but right now the market is telling me we're having trouble up here. We're probably more than likely going to roll over and test our balance low. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. We hope you have a wonderful day. We'll catch you in the next one. See you.